Apostle Francis Ajinasare. This show, we talk about current issues and we give our frank opinions on them. This afternoon, I have some good friends here who are going to help us to discuss a very important topic. First off, we have Reverend DeLong. Asafo, welcome.
Thank you.
And then the observant journalist, Smart Techi Nixon.
Yes, sir.
And then we have Bonayo. Welcome, guys. Hope you're doing well.
I'm doing great. Doing great.
Good. Excellent. Good to see you guys. You know, the Bible says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. And so many of us guys want to get married. We want to find a wife. But unfortunately, it's become very difficult to do so. And so in last week's discussion, I think we just scratched the surface. We were looking at some of the hindrances to people finding a wife or people getting married, and it was the cost of weddings. And so last week we looked at engagement lists, the cost of engagement, the cost of the traditional marriage, and then the white wedding or the wedding ceremony. And we had some very interesting talking points from last week's discussion. I think we said things like, not every flashy wedding is sponsored by the bride and or the groom. If you don't have a land or some business or some income generating asset, you shouldn't have an extravagant wedding. And then we also said that flashy weddings can give pressure, social pressure to those who are looking on. Flashy weddings can get people into debts, can cause people to steal and misconduct themselves, etc. So today we want to pick up from that discussion. But if you're watching from home, please, I want to encourage you. You can send your comments. There are people who've been sending their comments in the live chats on our YouTube channel, Precious TV Official. So you can do that. Send your comments. Let us know what you think about our discussion. You can also send your comments to our WhatsApp line. The number is 0203438710. Again, 0203438710. And so you can send your points to us, send your comments to us. All right, guys. So we're getting into today's discussion. I've been seeing a lot of feedback, and I've been watching other videos as well that have been talking about the kind of mindset that people have concerning the cost of getting married, the cost of weddings, and so on. But we have a clip. Maybe we could just play that clip, and then we'll get into the discussion. So let's hear what people are saying about what they think is the cost of getting married.
It's a guy, the lady I'm with, for instance, she was the one that even brought the idea of we not spending much, because looking at the situation of the country and our income, when we do a lavish wedding, it will not help us.
And how much would you love to spend on your wedding?
Maybe 100,000. I'll cut my coat according to my size.
I can't tell what we spent or like how much we spent on the wedding. That one I can't really say.
Well, 20,000 is fine.
50,000.
I think that some of them are just mentioning the figures.
Is it that you think the figures are too conservative or they are too high?
They are too high. I mean, for me, it's too high for you to quote 100,000 as a budget you want to put down for your wedding. If you ask people like this how much capital they even have to run their own businesses, they don't even have up to a 50,000 Ghana cedis. And so if you are planning with 100,000 new Ghana cedis to do a wedding, that's old 100 million, right? 1 billion. My God, that can buy you like 1 acre of land at Afenya. I mean, let's be realistic. I think that sometimes when we throw the figures out there, we must begin to ask ourselves, like I was saying last week, what is the intent and the purpose of the budget that you are drawing up? If it is something that is feasible for you and your partner, then that is okay. But if it is something that is deterring you from doing it primarily because of what you want to achieve with the wedding, then I think that there is a problem with it. Because if something is holding you down, it should be the real reason why you guys want to get married, not because of the plus and the pageantry and all that. All those things are good. They are nice. But we have all seen people who have grown to do something worth it. The Archbishop would always share his story.
Which Archbishop?
The Archbishop Charles Janasari will share his story about the fact that when he got married, I mean, come on, let's be frank. At the point where he got married, he was living with his wife. And per the circumstances, that is why we need to listen. You see, we don't listen to old people because they are wise. Sometimes we listen to them because they have experiences of being wrong. So there are times where you are listening to the person, not because he's the wisest person, but he has an experience to share with you that may aid you in your decision. And so at the end of the day, if I am this young and I am telling someone that I am planning to use like 100,000 Ghana cedis, I want to find out from that person, how about your business? How about your own life? How have you structured it? How have you planned it? Sometimes I ask young people who are running their own businesses, do you even pay SNIT for yourself? They don't think about those things because, oh, I'm a CEO, I'm self-employed, so they keep running around, then profit comes, they spend and all that. There is a plan that every person must have in mind for their own lives. So if there is an event, just an event in your life, and you're willing to spend X amount of money, 100,000 new Ghana cedis, I think the one who mentioned 20,000, he needs to come to terms with realities now, because even in 1st September, tariffs will go up.
I was going to say,
20,000 may not do it, depending on what he's doing. Depending on what he's doing.
But are you sure? Have you considered the actual figures? Maybe the 100,000, the one who mentioned the 100,000, is based on some actual figures.
I think that.
And to some, that may even be very conservative.
Also for no. We must teach them. Bonayo.
The cost of living is high as well.
But Bonayo, roughly kente, you are sewing kente or you are buying a gown. You can get a fine gown with a chamois cloth for less than 2,000 Ghana cedis. And you know that's truth. You know that's the truth.
Maybe you have to show us where you get your.
No, but
no.
But Osavo, you see, basically, you understand that per what he's saying. Basically, the truth of the matter is, I'm telling you, 95 to 97% of the people who come for your weddings don't know all they don't know that gown. All they see is a beautiful gown.
Sure.
They cannot really tell how quality it is or not. It's as simple as that. We can all carry the same material. We can all take the same material. After we sew it and we wear it, we have church cloth going left, center, right. By the time women finish sewing it, somebody sees his mother is like, wow. Another sees another woman and says, Mama was sent to Manu. But I don't know, it's the same cloth.
But don't you think that people organize these flashy weddings or even weddings in general, and they want the day to be special, and that's why they spend so much, because you only get married once. Especially for most people, we only get married
you can
once.
be broke forever.
You only get married once. So the point is, you want to make sure that one day that I'm getting married, I capture everything well. In the pictures, I should look good. I mean, I should have memories and everything. And that's why people spend on photography, cinematography, the wedding dress and so on, because they want to preserve memorable experiences. They want to keep those moments.
Man of God, can I shock you here? You see those memorable things you're talking about? After the wedding, after the night, maybe even after the honeymoon, that is where the memories you are talking about, the real memories start showing up. And those real memories are the fact that this special day is the day that has brought the biggest cost of my life. This special day is the day that has brought me debts that I can't even walk without turning my back to see who is chasing me or not. This special day is the day that has turned my husband into a beast, because anytime he sees me, he sees cost, he sees debt. He sees, so it was for you were thinking of it being a special day. That's why you brought in all those costs. After the day, you understand the realities that special day you are looking for has what has become a burden on your life for good.
But is there an alternative? Because I mean, unless what you're saying is that day should not be special.
No, but
because like
special
I said,
is relative.
You get married only once, so I'm wondering.
Special is relative.
Okay.
Sincerely, it's relative. What is special to you might not be special to me. And what it to me might not. So special is relative. You see, what people must understand is when it comes to settling down, come to wedding, what the both of you can do sincerely, You get that one, and then you use what you have acquired around you in terms of friends, in terms of connections, in terms of that is what you try to do. If those ones don't come in, you are still okay because you had an okay plan. Don't go overboard. Are you hearing what I'm saying? As I'm sitting here, when we planned our wedding, I said we would do an entry with Bamaya and Ekete. If it happens, sweet, because I'm from School of Performing Arts. People are there. We come to support each other when we are doing this. If it doesn't happen, I don't care. I will still do my match and go. As simple as that. I wanted my very good friend Akwaba, because I was an event manager at the time. I had done a lot of things with artists. I wanted Akwaba to come to my wedding. He couldn't show up. His band came around. They played their own music. Nana Sasi came to do poetry. If he hadn't come, I don't care. I was still, like what I'm saying, we will still go on. I had an alternative. If the live band doesn't show up, I have a DJ. He was on standby, and a DJ is my friend. He will play. If he doesn't play it, we will continue. You see, I don't. There's so many pressure we put on ourselves for the day, and if we don't take care, most people will. You see, that's why a lot of guys are scared of marriage. Not because they don't want to marry you, not because they are not ready, but they are scared of how to achieve the glamour.
Just the beginning.
That glamour.
Just the beginning.
Why?
You see, the whole of this week.
I will always say you will have to cut your coat according to your size. I would love to have a beautiful wedding because of the lasting memory. It is beautiful, it is nice, but if you don't have it, if you don't have the financial capacity, you don't have to worry.
Precisely.
Your head. You don't have to copy what people are doing. Are you getting it? If you have it, fine. That is fair enough. It leaves that memory with you, and you would love to wear the pictures over and over and over and over again. So it is fine if you have the money, you can do it. But if you don't have it, and then one, like what Dillon said earlier, relationships can even relationship can even help you organize a good wedding. Apostle Joshua Selman says relationship is capital, it is income.
It is.
Are you getting it? Yes. So with this, if you have a good relationship, the people around you can even help you to have a beautiful wedding, even without spending. But if you don't have these people around you, if you don't have family members who are rich or who are in a position to help you build that wedding you want, that dream wedding, and if you don't have the money, please don't copy.
You see,
Do
I
not copy.
picked my phone.
In choosing a partner, you need to look deep into it before you choose a partner, because in planning the wedding, it counts as well. Because if I am choosing a partner and I don't choose a good partner, and I just decide to choose anybody at all, it can influence the pressure as well.
So I think we'll come to that. Observe it.
So I'm saying that this whole week there is a wedding that is trending on Facebook, and you'll be shocked, Apostle. This was the wedding. I was trying to find the photos for you.
Okay.
Just the two of them.
Yes, I saw it.
You saw it?
Yes.
It was trending, and everybody was applauding the couple that, wow, such a simple wedding, such a beautiful wedding. Apostle, see, whether they like it or yes. It's done.
It's done. Like
It is
The
done. So
issue is it's even beautiful.
Yes,
When I
it's
saw
part
it,
of
yes, it's
how
beautiful.
feasible. I don't know if the
So
camera team.
send it to
Okay,
producer.
so
It's
let me send it to
beautiful.
producer.
Send it
And
to producer.
it was this suit that the gentleman is wearing. He can tell you that, oh,
had
I
to-
bought it X amount of money. And there is no way
I
you are
had to
going
go
to.
over and over to watch the video.
I mean-
so I could even assess the dress and everything. Yes, I did that as well.
And you see, these are some of the things that we are talking about. At the end of the day, they are done with the ceremony. Simple. That they didn't have to have any long trail
down.
flowing down and all that. You look at your budget as a person. Then you take a look at, I was at a couples retreat.
Okay.
Then at the couples retreat, we were told that 4 things can cause a lot of divorces. The number one is infidelity, but the second to it is financial issues. So these are some of the things that people do not know. When there is no money at home, your behavior can even change. The way you respond to your partner can change. The way you talk to your partner can change just because there is no money. And not because there is no money. Now the issue is if you did it because you wanted to make a point and now you are struggling to pay back. There are people who have gone 2 years paying a loan of something they took just to do a wedding. Last week, didn't we get a call? The young man who said someone took 8 months of salary advance to have his wedding. And so somebody like this is beginning his marriage on the foundation of debt. Okay? On the foundation of debt. So eventually, he is going to go into the marriage stressed, thinking about the people that he needs to pay, then now the person he did it for might annoy him one day. He takes his frustration on the person, and before we know, we are having an issue or case of domestic abuse.
Yes, but observing, I think that notwithstanding, I know last week you mentioned that people can get married in African print. Don't you think it's easier said than done? Because, I mean, 10 years from now, if I'm getting married only once, and I know that maybe 10 years from now, 15 years from now, I want to show pictures to my children that this was my wedding day. I don't think I want them to see African print. Me in an African print.
Hold on. You see this what you are saying? This testimony, this thing you want to use like a case
study.
Talk about daddy and mommy. When daddy and mommy comes, when Archbishop comes right now and tells you, son, this is what happened during our time. That is how we had to get married because we had to cut our coat according. You might not want to do it.
But his wedding day, it was special.
He was wearing a suit.
He was wearing a white suit.
Fine. But you see, I'm not sure he went borrowing to wear a white suit. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Most of these things that people get into is when we start to plan our wedding with external forces, and that is a very dangerous thing. Somebody came to me and said that his fiancée gave her a promise ring, and she wants to go to him and tell him to change it. I'm like, why? I said, when I had a meeting with the girls, they said he could have done better. I said, from today, those girls are not your friends. Whoever made that statement
could have done better.
Cut. Just cut if you don't, I'm telling you on authority, they will lead you into your ditch. Cut them off.
So you are meeting your girls, and the first thing they are telling you, they are not even happy for you.
I remember when a friend wanted to get married. Abby. When she wanted to get married, she said, when I called my other friend, she said if the guy doesn't have a car, I shouldn't marry him.
Cut them off, please.
And I said, Abigail, go ahead and do your wedding.
Cut. And Bishop, that is the fear.
Go ahead and do the wedding.
I mean, the fact that
she was telling me she was so broken.
No,
you will feel broken.
Yes, she was so broken.
You have 10 friends. You have 10 friends. You have just been proposed to. Someone has promised to marry you. Your trusted circle, the people who you can take your pain to, the people you can take your joy to, you gather them, you tell them the news, and the first thing they tell you is,
you could have done
better.
Your partner could have done better.
She was so broken. As I tell you right now, she's happily married with a guy.
See, Bishop,
with that same guy.
Yes, with that
of
same
course,
guy.
You see, my brother. My brother's issue, because he had gone to the States for just a year and a half, met this woman. The woman was born there, lived there, and their family is doing well, very well, so well. He was worried, I can't marry, So that was all that pressure, bro. We need to rent this fleet. I said, listen, let the girl know who you are, what you are, and that is it. If she wants it, she wants it. If she doesn't, she doesn't. Don't paint a picture that she'll come and see that picture pixelating in some years and she'll be crying. And sincerely, he was even worried going to the family to tell the family about, show himself. The day he went, he was shocked that he met a father-in-law to be who told him, gentlemen, don't even worry about buying engagement stuff. Just come with your family. He was shocked. He said, the man has shocked me. I said, yes. Don't go proving that you are, because a lot of guys enter into marriages with a fake life, and as soon as they get in,
they can't keep up.
Exactly.
They can't keep up. But exactly. We later begin to blame the ladies when the problem is not from the women. The problem is, most women will tell you that we just want you to be who you are when you met us. So when you met us, the image you created, the picture you created, the lifestyle you created, I have become comfortable with it. So you going back on it now, I'm beginning to think that, are you not the one who said you can get this by a snap of a finger? Are you not the gentleman who could do this by a snap of a finger? So why all of a sudden you have issues here and there and nobody can tell? There is a gentleman who gifted his wife on the wedding day a Mercedes Benz, not at the wedding ceremony. He took the wife to Royal Saint, gifted the wife a Mercedes Benz after the whole wedding was over. As we speak, the person is in jail.
Why?
Because he borrowed
money to
to do the wedding, to do the impression. Real flowers, not artificial flowers. were coming down, falling on the Mercedes Benz, making a statement. And right after that, now he is in jail. And so there are friends who you will borrow from, and they would overlook it because it's your wedding. If you are not forthcoming with the money, they are like, oh, cool. But there are ones who want to show you a lesson. They want to teach you something so that you don't repeat it to other people. And so what we are saying is that if it is feasible for you and your partner, like we were discussing last week, if you can afford 100,000 Ghana cedis, nobody is holding your neck to say that don't do it. But there are ones who just don't have it. Yet, the image they have seen on social media, the external forces of people saying Timenim, make me proud, honor me, and things like that.
Telenovela.
Yeah, yes, it's eating deep into the plans of the wedding. But what we always forget is that it is just a day. And the truth of the matter is, I don't know how many times Reverend DeLong, this was the wedding. Look at the lady's dress.
I went over and over and over to
Look
watch
at
this.
this dress. She can
beautiful.
wear this tomorrow morning
I'm telling you.
to go to work, and you wouldn't even know. Beautiful. And look at the people at the service. So small. Yeah, depending. So you see, eventually you don't have it. And you want to do it because of the external forces, because of what people are saying. And you, the person, you don't have the money. And if you take a look at the number of hours and the planning that people put into doing the peripherals than the actual thing, you will be shocked. We are moving to a place where people are more concerned about how much money, first of all. Two, which particular vendor was at my event as compared to yours. And three, where I went after the wedding.
Okay.
So people are killing themselves because, oh, Santorino. Oh, we must all go to Santorino. If you don't have it.
I didn't do this, honeymoon. No.
I see.
Oh no. The day, I'm telling you, the day we had the wedding,
Mm-hmm.
it was on the 21st. I was an event manager. 21st, 22nd, I was organizing event at the stadium. She followed me. We went to the grounds to work.
Maybe you postponed your honeymoon.
No, we have still not gone.
Wow.
Yes. The truth of the matter is, you see, I want to give her a befitting honeymoon, and she understands. We will definitely go. But that funds for it will come, and when it comes, we will enjoy it. We will enjoy that. You see, one thing I grew to understand earlier, even before I got into marriage, is God will only give you what you can manage. So there are a lot of people who are not getting it, and they are struggling in marriages because in the beginning they mismanage things. So God will never bless that marriage with it because you are not a good manager. You cannot. You cannot. Your wife cannot. So you enter into marriages with debt, and then you are there crying and asking God for help. He won't, because you already enter with a lie. So keep on living with that lie, because God will only give you what you can manage. And if you tell him that both of you can be good managers, then God can say that, all right, I'll bless this marriage, and whatever blessings that must come with it will come with it. Other than that, you'll be in a marriage crying, and some people will be divorced in their heart and will still be in the marriage with their mind.
Very, very solid. So there's a video. This is the catering aspect. You know, for weddings we have the photography, the decor, the catering aspect. And I want to try to understand. I'm sure there are people who organize some of these things not because they want to impress.
Yeah.
Maybe they have deeper reasons.
Yeah.
So if the men's cook video is ready, let's roll.
I see.
That's the catering.
Yeah, that's the presentation of that particular vendor. They like to set up their table, have feathers over the food that they are serving, and a little light in the feather to give it some kind of illumination, so that the moment it gets into the evening, it has a certain appeal, you know. And all of these things, like I said, there are people who will not break. They will not break a bone. They will not cast a sweat to do something like this. It's not like a big deal for them. However, there are people who have also seen it, like you are saying, and the pressure is on them that I need to match up to this status. I mean, if Jennifer did it, if Georgette did it, then I must also do same, because all friends of mine have had this particular.
But
I don't understand. I don't understand why you should give yourself headache because of somebody's wedding.
No, it's because we don't ask questions.
Maybe
Sincerely, we don't. Bishop.
No, I believe most of the time I believe those people are shallow-minded people.
No, you see that's what I'm saying. You don't
And
ask
they are
questions.
not also content because why?
See, Africans don't like asking questions. It's a simple thing. Woman, how did you do it? How did you get this? Ask questions. Somebody said he wants to do a wedding, Charlie. Charlie, your brother, he bring money from US. I say why? He said, Charlie, engagement, see the food. Wedding, see the food. Then lunch, see the food. I said, you know what? It's good you have asked. If you had not asked, you will go and kill yourself because you know one, but he didn't pay 1 cedi. He said, how? I said, because the lady's auntie is a senior chef. She said from beginning she will handle food. Even where we said there's no food, she said, this was a simple engagement. This man brought a full van. Came to do food setup when we were not even ready for it. Every kind of food. She's a chef. She said she wants to do it. And she did it. Every minute.
Precisely.
So you see, the guy asked and you're like, oh, I said yes. And I said just for the wedding, the food was over 40,000 Ghana cedis. Wow. I said, that is the woman's deal. She wanted to do it. Then he was like, oh wow, thank you for telling me. So you see, if you ask questions, you understand certain things. Just ask questions.
So Asafo, so for a young person who, like I'm saying, wants to have a memorable wedding.
Yeah.
10 years from, he knows that I won't do a wedding again. I won't do renewal of vows, etc. 10 years from now, 20 years from now, I want to look back and show my kids that I had a presentable wedding.
Which is,
oh, there was nice food, the photography was on
pie
point.
and cook. Pie and
the-
cook. Pie and cook.
So my question was gonna be, aren't there realistic alternatives today? So like the nice presentation we saw.
The guy and the lady.
Yes. Isn't there a nice alternative that young people can aspire to? The photography. I know there are people, as at the time I got married in 2015, the guy was my friend, so he took only 5,000 cedis, 5,000 new Ghana cedis. But I believe that people are paying far more for photography. But I'm wondering if I'm a young person, and I've heard all that you guys are saying. I've heard I should be modest and all that. Is it an either or it can be a both, and I can have both a modest wedding and a memorable one?
Yes, you can.
And what are the alternatives that I can look to?
It's possible because first of all,
I hope you understand my question.
it's something that you want to look back on. I think the point I was trying to make earlier and got sidetracked was the fact that I don't remember personally that the last time my wife and I even watched our wedding video or went through the pictures over and over again.
Do I even know where mine are?
But there are people who, like Apostle mentioned, they want to cherish these moments, and so they're looking for, can I get quality, but then it's affordable in my space. And I can answer you today that there are so many photographers who are way better than the ones that may have reached a certain status that you are dying to have. If you are young and you are starting life with your partner, and you understand that maybe the whole event, you have 50,000 Ghana cedis to run the whole event. Let's peg it at that amount. And you find a photographer who would give you quality, but is charging 30,000. Do you really think it's a wise decision when you have not even yet considered food or every other thing else that would come with a wedding? It's sure not a wise decision. So you must begin to ask around, like Reverend Long is saying. Ask. Because there are people who are very, very, very good photographers, but they do not have that numbers that you would want to see. And so some people feel like, there are people who do events today, and they fail to tag certain people because they think that those people are not popular enough to give their wedding the leverage that they are looking for. But it is possible. It is very possible. I have a friend who is a photographer. Okay. My wife was also in the videography space. Okay, so for pictures and the videos, we didn't have to sweat about it. Okay, because when her people were doing it, my people were also doing it. So at the end of the day, you might see a lot of people show up doing the video and taking the pictures, and you will take that pressure to your planning. But then you must know, what is my budget? One of the things people must answer before they start planning their weddings is, what is my budget? Not as and when the budget comes, anything goes. That's the problem most people do. As and when they are planning, if something comes up, then they go with it. If something comes up, then they go with it. This is our budget. We have 30,000 Ghana cedis. How do we execute a beautiful wedding with 30,000 Ghana
But
cedis.
are you familiar with some of the rates, the current?
Oh, yes.
rates for so maybe if we could look at a breakdown.
You can actually
If we-
you can actually
and
have
we
a
are looking at
beautiful
minimums.
wedding with a low budget.
So let's look
Like
at
what
the
he said earlier.
So let's look at a breakdown, because I know from the women's side they will have to buy clutches, they will have to buy shoes.
But do you know with the women actually some of us do some of the buying. We don't even burden the guys with some of our things. Most
Oh,
of the
yeah.
things we buy them, especially with us, especially with the Muslims girls. Most of the time we normally buy. I wouldn't say 50% or 60%, but at least you have parts of the things.
So it's not
So-
about who is buying, but the point is,
Okay, so
let's look at the breakdown.
Okay, normally when you're having a wedding, when it comes to, so like I said, the main thing, you are not spending much, and that's what people don't know.
But are
The-
these things main? So
the main
shoes-
things like the wedding itself.
Okay.
So you are getting a suit, if you want a suit. Some would want to go outside of the church premises. They are doing a garden. Okay, then you know that is coming at an extra cost.
So you
okay?
can choose to buy a suit. Or
You
not.
can choose to buy a suit or not.
Okay.
I mean, today people are having this kaftans
African-
that
African-
there is this, is it political suit? They have this suit that they sew now. It looks like a kaftan, top and down. It depends on how you want to appear, and so you can choose to do a suit. And today you can even get a good suit for 500 cedis. Yes. Oh yes, I said a good. I didn't say the best of suits.
Yeah,
In which
I said
country?
in Ghana here.
And okay, so you can.
Yes, I'm supposed to in Ghana here.
I can take you to China stores.
Wow.
You can, and it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. You can wear that. I mean, if it is within your budget,
Okay.
you can wear that. Someone else would also probably go to Bromon and get a $2,000 suit. And you and that person, you are not the same, because we are looking at the budget of you.
Okay.
So suit. Then the lady gets a gown.
Okay.
You can get a good gown that you go to the market with a fashion designer. You buy the material for them to sew it for you. You don't necessarily need to walk into a big boutique.
Buy a
to get-
$700 gown.
You can get something less than 2,000.
You know.
2,000 cities.
Yes, you can get something less
Bishop,
than 2,000
Bishop,
cedis for a gown.
These things come with sometimes some little sacrifices for your partner. It's not the person is not breaking you. My partner is not insisting I want this gown. She even suggested, oh no, let's not go there. But I feel that if I'm not doing anything special for you, nothing at all, you've bought almost half of the things for traditional marriage. Let me just honor you by doing it. It happens. I've emceed a wedding where the guy wanted me to MC, and the wife wanted some other guy to, and the guy realized that he wanted me and he knew I would do a good job. The wife knew it, but the wife still wanted that other person because it was a friend. The husband just thought that if nothing at all, it's not part of our budget, but just to make my wife happy on the day, let me just do this addition. So it was 2 MCs actually on the day, and we did so well. And you could see the woman was so happy. So these little sacrifices, nobody's saying don't do them. It comes. It's not wasteful spending. No, at least it's your partner. Those little things. It comes
So
to do it.
suit,
Yes,
gown,
but
Suit,
getting
gown,
a
then
suit, getting a gown.
You can
and
look
then
at the rings now.
the rings.
Then you can go get rings that would fit all of you. And now, when it comes to the rings too, you may have to take a very bold decision with that. If I'm buying an actual gold, if I am, what carat am I looking at? If I'm buying a stone for my lady, what carat am I looking at? All of these things you may have to sit down to discuss them. And right now there are shops online that you can take a look at these shops and buy something befitting of your budget. Not necessarily going the extra mile. So people buy rings worth 5K. People also buy rings worth 1K, 1,000 cedis. People buy 5,000 cedis. Depending on your budget, you can get a ring that is perfectly fit for the event. Then when you move away from that, there are some churches where you are allowed to do the love act, and all of these things you pay for. You do a love act, you rent chairs that you will sit on, your wife also sits on, then the best man and the maid of honor. And some of these seats go for 10 cedis for one. Some go for 10 cedis for one. So you can begin to do the calculations in your mind. If you're doing 4 chairs for just you, your best man, your lady, and the maid of honor, so we're looking at 40 Ghana cedis for that. Then the one who is going to do the love act that you guys will be sitting under, he would charge based on the whole decor that he is doing on the day. So now, where the most budget is the reception. So as a young person, you must decide, do I want to package some 5-component, 3-component refreshment for people with a drink and water, Or now I would want to move into an event space to have a reception. That is a decision between you and your partner. So if I feel like, I don't think I can afford a reception right now, I want to do a package. So the package, what goes into it? You decide pie, kiss, or spring roll with one chicken, grilled chicken. So they sell it like all the 5, all the 3, or all the 4 may cost you maybe 20 CD or 35 CDs.
A pack, yeah.
A pack, 35 CDs. Then you decide what drink do we add. Do we add this drink or that drink? Then we add 1 bottle of water. You decide that. So that one, 35 CDs a pack, or so 20 CDs a pack, you multiply it by the number of people you're expecting.
Let's say you're doing 100 people.
100 people.
You're looking at maybe 3,500 CDs just for that.
Just for that.
Just for reception.
Just for the food.
Refreshment.
Refreshment. And you look at the drinks too. You try. And this, you can always beat them down, actually. The drinks, you can pick it from the...
Especially when the numbers come in.
The canned drinks to even the other ones. They are very nice drinks. I will not mention names. But not necessarily sober.
Oh, people are even using that now because most people are saying the fizzy drinks they don't like. That's how come the local bar is now getting a lot of attention.
Even with the chairs that he mentioned, the chivalry chairs and all those.
Chivalry chairs.
Those are the ones that 10 cities, 15 cities.
You can even get chair for 6 cities and 5 cities.
If where you church, if you use banquet chairs. Banquet chairs. The simple, this simple chair that we use in the banquet. If you use banquet chairs, you don't even need to go and rent chivalry chairs. Go to where they rent and tell them, I'm renting banquet chair covers. That is 3 cities, 5 cities for one.
Yeah, for the chair cover.
Yeah, so you can rent about 20 pieces and then put them on the chairs for you and your bridesmaids. You are doing those 8 and whatever bridesmaids, or else you can just rent 4. That is 20 Ghana. For just the 4 of you. So nobody is saying. You see, we are not telling you to think like a poor person. No, no. People shouldn't see it that way. We are not telling you to think that. We are telling you, let me borrow Boomers. Cut your coat according to your size. You understand? So that is basically, and you can go on.
What about makeup? You've not mentioned makeup.
There are options. I mean, the ladies are here; they can help us.
Well.
There are options. There is one that is very cheap and it will mess up your face.
Yes.
We must be honest.
Yes.
We must be very honest. You can pay a 200 CD makeup, and when you are done, you know that your wife is a different person.
Would you have the memorable moment we are talking
so
about?
I would.
Realistically, I'm wondering if you can do.
still have a good makeup with a low budget.
Yes, you can.
Perfect makeup with a low budget.
Yes.
And a low budget is
I
how much?
have a colleague who charges like 2,000 Ghana cedis.
And that's a low
Yes,
budget.
and I have another person. Another person who will take 500 Ghana cedis, and there's another lady who takes 300 Ghana cedis. She'll give you a perfect makeup as well.
Yeah.
She'll give you a perfect. So just you can still have a beautiful wedding, but with a low budget.
Bishop,
you can still have it.
Can I tell you one of the biggest secrets to having a very good wedding at a quality wedding at a low budget?
Tell us.
You need to intentionally. This is intentional. You said live in this world with certain things intentionally done. You need to intentionally make friends, not just friends. Friends. It has to be intentional. It has to be intentional. I'm telling you. I always
be there for them too.
Exactly, and be there for them. And there are only 2 ways to be there for them: knowing how to comfortably, easily say thank you and then I'm sorry. You can keep these friends for life, and people must learn how to do this. Get the right friends. As I'm here, I don't have a car. I gave out my car as a seed
What they have for you?
in February. But here's the secret: anywhere I want to go and travel to, if you go and rent a car right now, it's like $150 a day, $250 for 4-wheel drives a day. Anywhere I want to go to, I don't pay a dime. I call this friend of mine and will tell him which one do you want. Just fuel it. And anytime he brings it, it's a full tank.
Wow.
And I go, I try to say, just go and come. This is a friend. I don't take advantage of him. There are places where I heard you went here. Why didn't you come for a car? I said no. I heard you went to preach here. Why didn't you come? I said no. I intentionally didn't. But I have that friend. I will call him. He will do it. You understand? And these are. That's why most people. And the truth of the matter is, a lot of people who have done exotic weddings have done great weddings that people envy and wish they can do same. I'm telling you on authority, 95% friends did it for them.
Friends came on board to help them.
I'm telling you.
And family also.
Yes, friends and family.
So we must understand, because you see, right now the event centers, it's a big business. People are paying as high as 35K for just the venue. For just the venue. So if you don't have it and you are just coming up, I think that it is not a wise expenditure to just rent a venue for 35k. Then now we talk about busing. The caterer will charge you for the transport. Caterer will finish the food and call you and tell you transport. No, and the chairs.
They will not add it to that.
They will not add it to the food. Then the ones bringing the chairs as well would also charge you for the transport. The one coming, the DJ would also consider bringing speakers into an event space. So we must understand the intentionality that Reverend DeLong is saying. Going into the wedding, sit down with your partner. If you guys are beginning life in a very humble beginning, let me use that. Be honest with each other. I mean, look at your salary. Look at my salary. Look at the money that comes in every month. Are we willing to spend 100,000 Ghana cedis on the wedding and go back home thinking? And there is the sad thing today, because you see, as an MC, one of the things you get to hear a lot is the conversation between the bride and the groom when you are emceeing an event. And sometimes it is not supposed to be heard. You would see sometimes a couple discussing at the wedding who they haven't paid yet, who they have paid, who they haven't paid, and who they have to give balance today, and things like that. There are sometimes when you hear them, sometimes you would be wondering when you are holding the microphone, and that's how come me now I take all my money before I come. I take all my money before I come.
Let me finish.
Before I come, because you see, a year ding. Years ago, I emceed a wedding at K. Billy Clare. This lady and the gentleman apparently was a barber, a young barber who had just started life. And the lady was a graduate from, is it Methodist or Pentecost? The one at Sotium.
Yeah, Pentecost.
Pentecost University. So, big wedding. I'm telling you. Nice wedding on the compound of K. Billy Clare. Then there was this, the mirror ball, the lightning. So they started very late. So when I found out, they said, oh, Charlie, it's because they wanted the lightning effect for the videos and all that. When they were booking me, just like your situation, I told the lady, hey, it's a last minute booking. You guys have been trying to talk to me for a very long time, but you never came through with the booking. So they called me on Friday and told me they couldn't get anybody. So I should just do the event. Now I get to the event. The event is ongoing. A friend of mine who was part of the bridesmaids, she booked me to come and do it for them. But the lady also wanted someone else. And why? Because me, I don't sell at weddings. It is a law. It's in my TNC. I don't sell at weddings. So if you have anything to sell, get another MC for them to come and sell. I don't raise funds. Okay. I get there. I get there and this couple, they have done a calendar and they've put it in a rubber glass. And the intent was to sell those stuff to make some money.
A laminated calendar.
Yes, laminated calendar. And it was in a box. So right after the cutting of the cake, they brought the box out and they called the two MCs. The lady brought the one and said, see, the point where I realized they won't make money from the wedding was when they got down from the car. The other MC was doing, when they take a step, drop 20 CDs. They took 5 steps and no family member was coming again. Just 5 steps. Then I realized that no, they should just go and sit down because they are standing there. No one is dropping money on their feet. Then after the wedding, they told me, Charlie, they will call me. They will call me as we speak today on this show. To be frank, if I have received the money, then I'm lying to myself. So sometimes
did you sew a suit for the wedding?
Oh no, I already had a suit.
You already?
I already.
Oh, then you are blessed. I sewed a suit, paid for the suit,
But the money,
I have not been paid.
the money didn't come. So you must just be honest with yourself. What do you want to go with? The fact that somebody went to take an event center does not necessarily mean that you should also go for an event center. There are churches today that have auditoriums you can use. There are churches all over, okay, that have auditoriums. And some people feel like, and the argument now is, if we do it at the church, we can't play the songs that we want to play. You get it? What song do you want to play? So now they need to push it outside. And that cost that you're taking out is crazy. And now the tradition has come to stay. A lot of people will tell you, I will change 2 times before the wedding will be over. And see, you can ask any MC. Sometimes before they change into the second dress, they are even tired.
Sure.
The ladies themselves.
Most
They,
are not even
they
able
will,
to change.
they will call you and say, "My empon, why?" Me nine in I am here." And so there is a certain stress that comes with marriage. Wedding, sorry. There's a certain stress that comes with weddings. And we need to understand, because you've spent a lot of time brain work planning the event. So on the D-Day, just a little shaking of hands, smiling alone, also. So there are alternatives that everybody can use. But if you want the big ones, you would pay for them. It's not bad, but at the end of the day, how would the home be?
So in short,
Bishop,
okay.
So-
let's put it together. Per what he has said, I have been able to save 20,000 as a woman. My man has been able to save 40,000. We sat down, we were talking, and we were like, okay, plus or minus.
Why did you increase the amount?
Oh, of course. No, you are the one coming. The woman is just in to help you. She's a helpmate. Helpmate. I don't want to go there.
Not equal
Let me
contribution.
not go there. She's a helpmate. Even house chores, she's to help you, not to do it. Let me not go there. Yeah. You the man cook, she will come and help. Yeah. I don't want to go there. She's
Don't go there.
Don't go there. We beg you. To be frank, if you go there, the program will end.
I don't want to go there. Yeah, so let's not even go there. But you see, I have 40,000. She has
20.
She has 20,000. We come together. I want to tell everybody now. Listen, are we going to agree that out of this 60,000 we will put a wedding that will make us all comfortable? Because I earn 4,000 a month, you earn 3,000 a month. That is 7,000 Ghana cedis a month coming home. Are we ready to spend this 60,000 that we can comfortably say is our money? We will not borrow from anybody and do this wedding as simple as we want and go back home receiving 7,000 every month and staying with it. Or we are ready to go with 200,000 cedis wedding and receiving 7,000 cedis a month, but having only 2,000 on us because 5,000 we'll have to go and pay debt every month. Think about it.
Very good point. So, but when someone Googles wedding budget,
Some things will scare you. Don't go there.
but at least they give us some guidelines. They give us an idea, some of the things we should look out for. And so we have some figures, some percentages. Okay, we have wedding
Venue.
budget breakdown. And so they're saying, I think this is an ideal situation. So venue takes up 37%, catering 29%, the band, so I guess 13%, the wedding rings 9%, photography 9%. I'm wondering where these figures are coming from. Of course, as we don't believe in the alcohol bit, but you have the flowers 8%, videography 7%, the couple's attire 7%. Hey.
Please take the alcohol percentage and we're added to the venue.
7, okay.
The lighting and decor.
The lighting and where are we? Event rentals. Okay, 6%, planner 6%, DJ 5%, guest entertainment. So the guest entertainment is the MC, I guess.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm sure.
Lighting and decor 6%, ceremony music.
But the DJ, what is the DJ doing there with?
Without guest entertainment.
No,
It's
even the ceremony music. I mean, is
I
it
was
the
even
DJ
going to
that is
ask.
going to bring the music?
I guess so. Okay, stationery 2%, transportation 3%, cake and desserts. Let's look at the last slide. The last slide says, okay,
Favors and gifts.
Favors and we haven't mentioned that.
Yes.
Actually.
1%.
So hair and makeup 1%, cake and desserts 2%, and the officiant 1%.
So favors and gifts is 1%.
I'm sure the souvenirs.
Yes.
The souvenirs that we from the couple
from
to the guest.
The guest.
No, wait.
It's 1%.
But
Okay.
all these things, when does it really become 100% when they are put together?
I don't think so.
No,
I don't
because
think so.
I saw 37, 28, and
Let's have the figures again.
Let's have the first slide.
Yeah, first slide.
We can calculate right now. It's not.
First slide. Okay, that's already 66 plus this
30.
is 70.
79.
9.
It's beyond that.
It's possible. Yeah.
So I think
more.
that they are taking a
it's
look
more,
at.
because this 8,
It's
9,
more.
9,
It's way more.
They should have made sure that everything.
No,
I
but
think
when you
that-
put everything together, it will be.
I think
100.
that they are looking
Yeah,
at the
way more.
holistic.
Yeah.
That if you take a look at the 100% of your budget, 37% might go into event venue.
Yeah.
So if you're having 200,000 or
That's
100,000,
7% of. That is why I'm saying that. But because when you tabulate all these things together, I suppose the figures.
okay, that's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
more than
good.
100.
No, I think
It's more.
it's more than.
It's more
It's
than.
more than.
The
Considering the
three
figures that
the
came
three
down.
we mentioned were 70
The
something,
DJ
and we have
and the-
9998.
Yeah.
Even if that is 10, 10, 10, that is 70, 10, 10, 10 makes 100 already.
Okay,
Before the other ones.
but the point is this. The point is, so all these elements on Google, they think that these are essential elements for a wedding. But from what you guys are saying, you're saying as long as you have your suit, you have your gown, you have, you can get covers for the chairs, which shouldn't be a problem. You don't necessarily you don't necessarily have to get an MC.
No, the preferences
get-
comes with the guest entertainment.
Okay.
So in guest entertainment, people have a way of approaching it.
Yeah.
I may go with just a DJ.
Okay.
Someone would want a DJ
And a band.
and a band.
Okay, but can I do without a DJ, an MC?
No, that would be difficult if you're running a reception. Okay. But it is easy if you're doing the giving of the packages.
Okay.
Then you don't
Right
need
at
all
the
those
church.
things, Yeah.
Okay.
Because if I'm giving you a package at the church, where is the DJ coming to play the song?
Okay.
Where is the MC coming to announce the arrival of the couple? There is no band.
Okay.
There is nothing.
And you've agreed that photography and videography are necessary.
They
so,
are.
So we can't do without
they
those
Yes,
ones.
we can't do without that.
But so far, I've not heard alternatives for those.
Photography and videography.
Yes.
What I'm saying, make friends.
Okay.
Relationship.
You cannot be there and not have a photographer friend. How? No, how?
So,
Okay.
but in the situation
Because
where
I-
people
I
don't
just-
have, because people don't have.
No, you should have.
Why
There
if
are
you
people
don't-
who
Make
don't have
friends.
truth.
So
There are
I
people who don't
strongly,
have.
But-
yes, I strongly agree with you because building relationship is very important. Apostle, I will mention his name again. Apostle Joshua Selman says relationships are advantageous connections, and so you have to build relationship. It is very necessary. Some people will say that to me, I don't like making friends. I don't like this. I don't like that. And
No,
sometimes making friends
It helps.
helps a
But,
lot.
but let's go with what
because
Bishop
you can
is
still
saying.
have that beautiful wedding with friends.
Let's go with what Bishop is saying in case you don't know anybody. You don't have anybody.
Please make friends.
No, let's say you don't have. You don't have the photographer
Make
friend.
friends.
You don't have. Fine. If you don't have a photo, these things are very essential. The photography and
Photography.
and videography,
Yeah,
very important.
videography.
Please, on a more serious note, you see, there's one thing people don't understand. There are people who have quality, and like he will say, but they don't have numbers. Sincerely, when somebody comes to your house and is watching your, or even you and your partner, you're watching your pictures. The truth of the matter is, nobody cares who took them. What is important? We are seeing quality,
quality
good
photos,
shots,
true.
and all those kind
So
of
where
things.
can we get good quality videos and photos without that cost that we're talking
Oh,
about?
you need to ask.
Because again, on Google, the minimum I saw, this is as of 2018,
How much?
was about 3,200.
It's
Yes,
possible.
it's possible.
You can get a photographer for that amount.
Yeah.
But that's still on the high side, isn't it?
But considering the present economic conditions, that is okay because you see, when you're paying someone 3,000 Ghana cedis, let's also consider the job of the photographers. Maybe the person is coming to do the engagement the previous day. Then he's coming to do the wedding. And after that, he would go to the event center to do the reception. So if you divide it even into three, that means you are paying 1,000 for the engagement, 1,000 for the wedding, and 1,000 for the reception. And
Now-
that makes sense, economic
and,
sense.
And in all this is 2 days. 2
Yes.
days transportation is not in. So if you factor in transportation in and out, he comes with equipment, coming in with the box, the photo box and all those
and all those
things. Don't think that they are for him, because anybody who works costs everything. Even if they are mine, I will take it as if I've rented them.
Yes,
So I cost everything that I use. And looking at all these things, just all these things, renting them will not be anything less than 700 cedis a day. So for 2 days, plus or minus 1,500 cedis for renting the things. Transportation in and out for these 2 days, if I'm bringing them in, and per way I'm going 100 cedis even per day, that is 200. And so in other words, that's 1,700 gone. Workmanship is not in. And I'm going to do this. If I even do this and all these three, and per them, I'm supposed to take like 3,000 for each, and I'm taking 3,000 for all the three. Already, I'm being cheated here. That's why some people, when you push them to that wall, they'll tell you, you know what? I will take all these three, but you're not going to get any hard copies. I'll give
And-
you.
and
I'll give you
also-
on a pen drive.
And,
Like
and
that's
also
it.
some also discuss with you whether you want a one camera work.
Yes.
Or a two camera
two-camera
work.
work.
All of these are discussions.
Yes.
So when they come to you, okay, we will be two on the day. Or I'm going to be the only one on the day.
Some will even tell you that I'll give you raw files. Because
So-
if I have to go and edit,
Yes.
edit the pictures.
Yes, and in fact, if you're getting your work on a pen drive, what's the problem? You copy the pictures to your wife's laptop, you copy some to your laptop, you have it. It's copied. That's the most important thing. At the end of
if
it.
you want to print one, go and print one. That is the problem.
Someone says, let me. Someone is watching us, and the person said, "I'm interested." To say, I have a couple who did a big wedding, changed about 3 times, super lightening and settings.
They have no pictures.
They thought they would get money gifts on the wedding day, so they pay me as the MC and the DJ. Bro, this was 2019. Till then,
told ya.
the balance no.
I told you, wedding gifts never.
Sometimes they never meet up to your
I say
expectations.
don't sometimes, all the times. Never depend on it because see, when you know that your wedding gifts will solve your problems, it's even before the wedding. Those who will gift you things, you start receiving even before the wedding. I understand. And I'm telling you, listen, everybody, listen to this. Those who eat your food, 90% of them bring you nothing.
No, why should you even draw your
No,
budget
no,
based
hold on, no, hold on. Those who eat your food, if you let's say you are doing food for 300 people, it's 50 people who are bringing you gifts. The 50 people
Less
are bringing
than that.
let's say 50 people. The 50 people are bringing you gifts. I'm telling you, 45 are going home even before the food. They will tell you, Charlie, I need to write somewhere.
I need to
Charlie,
go.
I need to write somewhere. The rest, yeah, but fumedi, nothing. I can't bet you party. They will tell you all those nonsense. Yes, but they are not. They've not contributed anything. They don't. So me, even at weddings, I am so pissed when it gets to those times that I say that if you have dewormed, this is not where you're coming to eat your food. I made that announcement as an MC. I'll tell you when you get there, whatever they give you, carry it. And I go to them and I tell them, Mommy, just one spoon, let's go. It's just for you to know that celebrate with us. Don't come here and I want this, I want it, I want some, I want this. This is not try and error. And I'll tell you where we are. There is no lavatory anywhere. If you misbehave, you disgrace yourself.
Fair point.
So we need to understand this thing. Don't
But
go.
also, you shouldn't draw your budget based on gifts. Wedding
I
gifts.
said that gift. They don't even think about it. Doesn't.
Don't
It's
even
not part.
think about it. Why should you even add that one to your calculation?
I am an example, my dear.
You know,
when
there
you
are-
sit that one, we either sit on the living room floor or you sit on the bed and you spread the envelopes. Then that is where the meaning of disappointment becomes broader and clearer. Hear me and hear me. Don't try. Don't even depend on it. Let it be an addition when it comes. That is all.
Sure, bonus.
Okay, so I think we've learned a lot today. I'm sure some of us, if we had to do things over, we would have
Oh,
cut
yeah.
corners.
We'll massage a few figures.
we would have massaged some figures. So I think the main crux of our discussion today. Last week you made a statement. You said you can marry a wife or a knife, and that the partner you marry matters a lot. And you know, so the scripture that says, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing." It doesn't say who finds a woman.
No, a wife.
He who finds a wife finds a good thing, which means it is possible. In fact, it is recommended that men go to look for wives, not for women. If they don't find wives, they will find a knife. I'm guessing that's
Exactly.
What exactly did you mean? And especially within the context of what we're discussing. Okay, about the importance of your partner when you're about to get married. How can a woman, when you talk about a woman who is a knife, what exactly do you mean?
Number one, a woman who is never wrong. She's a knife. A woman who finds it very difficult to admit and say, I am sorry. I am sorry is like a bitter pill for her to take. That's a red flag. She's a knife. A woman who is very self-conceited. She never thinks, your demeanor can change 1,000 times. She will walk past you. She will never realize it. She doesn't care. But if she changes her mood a second, she expects you to know it. That woman, get ready. That is you rehearsing BP. In a nice way. You are rehearsing it. She is a knife. A woman who feels that she's competing with you in the house. She is a knife. she needs to understand she's a helpmate. She needs to understand she has come to help you get there together with her. That is it. A woman who comes and doesn't say anything that feels into the vision of not just the man, of the family, of the home. That is where I want the family to go to. A woman who comes and it's all about what, not, you see, herself is not even the problem, about what makes people talk well of her in certain ways. You see, this is what a lot of women forget. When you are walking out there, and somebody, your friends, see you when you are married. When you're not married, they will praise you. But as soon as you get married and you walk out there and they see you, hey, who could I show you?
Even though it's your own money.
Yeah, I'm telling you. When they see you, the man too, hey, Charlie, wife,
your wife
has
don't
been
watch you.
cooking. Why? Because we believe that a good home massages both people. A lot of people have married knives in the name of wives, and they cannot, because they keep getting stabbed day in, day out, and they cannot complain because when they saw all the red flags of the knives, they didn't see it as a dagger. They rather saw it as a baton. And by the time it got to them, they realized it was a dagger. There are a lot, but per just what we are discussing, a lot of people should do this. And see, don't quickly jump to the conclusion of she will change.
Me worry no best.
She will change. Listen, whatever you are seeing now is going to get worse. Get it straight. Me, I hated bathing like a curse. I hated it with passion. If you tell me to go and bath, it's like you have cursed me. I'll get angry at you. I married a woman who will not look at you and say that, okay, when I marry him, he will change. No. She told me, say, baby, I love you. I marry you just as you are.
But you must bath.
If you don't bath, you lie in the living room. I will lie on the bed. I said, my own bed. He said, okay, don't worry, don't bath. And I say, I won't bath. When I come to lie, I say, but I'm lying by you. He said, yes. When I say you will not lie by me, I mean the other thing. And then I'm like, I'll be right back. Then she's like, can I put water on fire? I said, no, I'll have cold water, which I even hate. You see, there are ways and means that we make it beautiful. Nobody hates nonsense. So stop saying that, as for me, that is how I am. Nobody's daughter hates nonsense. Nobody's son hates nonsense. Let's understand it. People have become knives, and they are thronging on the chest of men. And the men have pedigree. That's what they say. Charlie, I have some pedigree. People don't need to see these things. And so we make it a problem. And the biggest one is when it becomes a competition. You don't want to see it at home. People, see, there's one guy who told me that in their family, the father is an emeritus, the mother is a professor. In their family, when they are sitting by their dining table, the mother is the one in charge. When they are eating, if you can talk, when they are having a discussion, minimum masters.
Okay. In order for you to contribute to the discussion, you must have at least a master's degree.
Yes.
Okay.
Minimum. If you have, he is a doctor by profession. They said it was happening, then he mentioned something. The mother was like, remind me again, what are you? Her own mother. You see, and he was like, the mother has become like a goddess in the house, and the father cannot control anything.
So also back to the discussion of the knife now.
So in this case, the mother is a knife. But you see, some men, it's difficult for them to move away from the knife, because though she is a knife, she has become the hand that is feeding you.
So
beautiful knife.
So for someone who is about to get married, how can they identify a knife? That's what I'm talking about.
It's as simple, and those are the attributes I just mentioned. But you see,
you said a woman who is self-conceited.
Yeah, very self-conceited.
One who is never wrong.
A lot of women are, in fact, most women are selfish. It's natural. It's not because they are. It's natural. But it's what I'm saying. A very self-conceited person, you should be very careful of. A person who remind me again, who
is never wrong. A person
that one
don't be careful.
That one, don't be careful. Run away from it. A person who is never wrong,
who can explain their wrongs.
I'm telling you. Yeah. And by the time they are done, you'll be the one apologizing.
Yes, and you are doing it because you want some peace, some sanity in the house.
That is it.
So you would rather apologize.
But for how long will you be a fool? Like, in quote, in marriage, one person has to always be. But for how long will you be? You see, women naturally, yeah, we understand, but there are certain red flags. Please, especially the first one, the one
the one who is never wrong.
If she's never wrong and she's in to compete, please and please again, it will not change.
And I think that if a lady or if a woman is not someone who is principled in spirit, that's very difficult. She is swayed by opinions and suggestions. There are people who maybe even at home they have taken a decision with their partner. They step out, come back, and it changes. Yeah. And you want to find out the basis of the change.
And they won't even tell you before they take
that action. Well, this person said that. No, I mean, no, but this is what we have discussed. Yes. This is what we are going with. Yes. This is what we are supposed to go with. Yes. The issue today is the fact that people say men suffer in silence. And it has become okay that, oh, as for a man, you're supposed to hold it all in. And so people don't get to see the depression of most men. I think recently there was a trending video about Pastor Ajima Elvis who was saying that when you get married, you would understand why your father sits alone outside in the evening. And when you see that, pick a chair and sit next to him. He was talking about some of these issues that are connected. There are women too that they know what they want and they have put it across their partner that this is what they want. And no matter what the partner says about what they want,
no compromise.
They are not willing to change their minds. That is very dangerous. They don't want any other thing else. They want what they want.
Run away.
And you must find a way to get them that particular
That is a knife. Run away.
That one would say the woman who doesn't want to lower their standards.
No, it's not about lowering standards. Sometimes it's not standard. No, it's not standard. I want, let's say, I think that we must change this car next week.
And we must.
Yeah, and we must. And how you are going to change it, I don't care. There are ladies who talk like that. I don't care how you get the money.
And there's simple things like getting food, serving you, being with you, giving you that bedmatics, all those things. Yeah, I want to use bedmatics for give you all those things. You'll be amazed. And sometimes our mind will not even go there. You'll be amazed that she will just change all up and like, wait a minute, what is really the problem that she will tell you that I told you? Where is the car? And I'm telling you, there are men who are paying debt in silence because they cannot tell their wives that Brazilian hair you worried me for, I had to go and take an overdraft to buy it. I'm telling you, and you'll be amazed.
The issue is you saw all the red flags and you decided to go in.
You see.
So that is where the problem
is. That's an issue I have right now.
Definitely.
That's an issue I have right now.
Definitely in caution, you see all these red flags, and you still tell yourself that this man is going to change. Are you getting it?
Yes.
And there's nothing like he's going to change for you. It's going to get worse. So if you see all these red flags and you decide to go in, then you have to face it.
You know why people say love? Do you know why people say love is blind? Do you know why people say love is blind?
Marriage is the eye opener, right?
No, yes, because a lot of times we feel that I love. See, on the most serious note, let me tell everybody in a relationship, if you sincerely love that lady, rather let her go. Because you see, if you mean to say you love her, and all these red flags are there, and you feel that in marriage you will correct it, there are two things going to happen to you in that marriage. What probably has not happened in your family before, you might do it, divorce. And as soon as you do it, it becomes an altar. Get it straight. Spiritually, you should understand it has become an altar. And that's why the devil, keeping negative altars is very good for him. He will keep it right now. Secondly, you also get into a position where you become what you are not. Because gradually you will be turned into a beast. You become what you are not. It's either you will quietly be leaving home and you will not be coming home early because you will come home to come and meet trouble. Or you will be there and you become something that you become abusive when you are not even like that. And that's how far a woman can go. One of my sons in the Lord slapped her wife. I'm telling you, they were having challenges. They are having challenges. He's coming from town. And when he was coming, the wife called and said that there's no money at home. And I need you to send money so that we cook food. The guy sent everything on his mobile because everything on his mobile is nothing actually. But he sent everything. This guy on their way from whatever company, whatever, stopped. He lives at Tabora, stopped at Malam because the car was going straight. He got down at Malam and walked from Malam to Tabora. Like that was how broke he was. Got home by 9 p.m. So the wife said she should open the door. The wife never opened it. The guy knocked back the guy. The guy had to now walk to his brother's house, another distance, and he slept there. Following morning, he walked. Jesus, he walked back at dawn. He got home around 6 a.m., banging the door, and he could hear his son, 2-year-old son, saying, "Mommy, Daddy," and the woman was in the balcony brushing her teeth and ignoring, and the guy had to break the door. And when he, as soon as he entered in that rage, in that anger, for the first time, hit the wife on the face, picked, change your clothes, and just left.
What was the provocation?
When I called him, I said, "Son, number one, if you have a father, never stop telling him about your challenges. Never. If you have a challenge, talk to me. That is one. Number two, no matter how a woman provokes you, I will not teach you this. Never hit her. If you cannot stand, get out. Stay somewhere, calm down, and come back home. Never, especially even now that you have a son. He is a son, he's watching.
You are teaching him something.
No matter what, don't hit you. Don't let this happen again, ever in your life. Never abuse her. It can never be an answer. Even if the woman hates you, don't hit her back. Do you hear me?" Then he said yes. Then I said, "Now you, come to you. You saw these red flags from onset, like Boma is saying.
Yes.
Everything from onset. And this is a woman who is like, how do I say? Who is a demon in disguise?
Jezebel spirit.
You see, no, but a lot of men feel that it will work out. And now you are a Christian, you are a child of God. People look up to you. You are a junior pastor. You come to tell them you're going to divorce.
I think that there are certain patterns.
In marriage itself, love alone is not enough.
Yeah.
You have to look beyond the love, what you feel for the person. Even though women, we are emotional beings.
But love has not been the primus. It has always been communication.
Especially with the women. We are emotional beings. We most of the time take those decisions based on what we feel. But for you, it is transactional for men. When it comes to,
it's very logical for that. That is the biggest argument that most people have. That the fact that men are logical and women are emotional. But you see, some of the red flags that we are talking about, when somebody becomes a knife in a marriage, we are looking at the pattern of behavior.
Even in a relationship.
Even before
before the marriage. Sorry, we are talking about the pattern of behavior. You see, Stephen Covey outlines 3 kinds of people in a relationship. There's the dependent people, the people who everything they say to you is they start with you. You didn't call me. You didn't text me. Even if it means they can even initiate the text,
they won't.
They don't. But they are quick to put the blame on you. You haven't done this. You haven't done that. Every communication they have has to do with the other person. They are not ready to take responsibility. They don't want to take the blame for anything. Then there's the second group of people, which is the independent people. Those people are a little matured, but it has not gotten to its apex yet. They are the I people. I will handle it. If there is an issue, I will do it. Everything is I want to pursue this. I want to pursue that. So they can even put you on hold.
And pursue.
There is no discussion. There is no togetherness, okay? But the relationship, not even entering the marriage, the relationship, you should find out if your partner is somebody who agrees with you on these lines. If this person is somebody who can support my vision. But if you are pursuing something without the other person, it means that in marriage, there are things you will chase and leave me behind.
Exactly.
If you get a new contract and you don't discuss with me, let's say that needs you to travel outside of the country, it should be discussed before you even agree to it, because your moving would affect the relationship. So some of these things, they say, but I need to go and do my PhD. I need to go and do, everything is about them. It's the I. The last part is what we are talking about, the interdependence. That's the stage of growth for both of us. I recognize my strength and I recognize yours. I looked at my weakness and I look at yours. So we interdepend on each other all the time through the relationship. But if you are in a relationship and you realize that every single thing is very dependent on you, one of the things I fear for most men is a woman who can't also take a decision without you. that is also dangerous.
Not just a
sometimes.
decision,
A good decision. Okay,
decision.
a good decision.
Yes, without-
There are some people, they are too dependent to the point where who knew her
that's it.
ultimately take a
And then
decision.
there was
You are not there.
one
Okay.
a friend of mine, a guy complained to me. He said, when I want to leave my wife, and I asked him, why do you want to leave your wife? And then he said, anytime I take decision for myself, she doesn't say anything. She just says that whatever you do is okay by me.
That's
but-
also.
And then he feels like
Okay.
my wife needs to contribute to whatever I am doing.
Mama, can
So
you
if-
tell him this? Can you tell him this? You see, when a woman tells you that, it's not like
They don't want to
no,
add to.
She trusts your decision. She feels that is the captain of the ship. And if it gets to worse, maybe I have to tell him something. I will. But as the captain, as my lord, I feel that you are okay enough to take every decision. And I know that. And you see, women are not that.
Yeah.
Sincerely, you have made other decisions that has actually gone well. So I believe my husband can drive this ship so well. When women start countering your decision, it means you the
Or
man
maybe,
that-
maybe,
He also-
maybe,
he
maybe he
also
needs a
feels
second
like-
opinion.
Yes, he
Yes,
also
or-
feels like he's not perfect, he's human, and he needs your opinion
Exactly,
as well.
exactly.
It
But-
matters.
Yeah, it matters as
has
well.
he communicated it?
to her. For her
Yes,
to do
he
that.
said several times. And
But then again,
she-
like you mentioned about the red flags, you know, when a woman says whatever decision you take, I'm okay, it comes in two terms.
In two terms, yeah.
It could be what Osofo said, that she trusts your decision, and then she knows everything will go good.
Yes.
Or
yes.
there are times
She
in
has-
a little way she has dropped. You know, sometimes we do things without realizing.
Exactly.
And her comments and her suggestions has been outrightly rubbish.
Rubbish. So she won't do it again.
So then now, whatever decision you take, it works. So that is why I ask, has she committed? And then it goes further. When a woman starts doing that, it's two ways. It's either you probe and find out what could be the cause. Because if this is what the situation was, he would have noticed before they got married.
the
Exactly.
red flag.
Then also, maybe him rubbishing the things or her suggestion has been something that has been ongoing before they got married.
Without
and
the guy-
lady
yeah,
without the guy realizing.
yes, exactly.
And the lady has decided that I am
not
not going
going to give
I
any
want this
opinion.
marriage, but I am
I'm
not
go-
going to
I'm going to stay
contribute.
back.
Yes.
And then
So
and
he
it
should
happens.
retrace his steps. Sometimes we do things, and you see people that things happen to don't forget things. If he probes further, the wife will recount instances that those
She
situations
gave second
may have
opinions.
happened.
And the problem is we are always looking at the person rather.
Yeah.
But you see, look at yourself. Ask yourself, okay, what am I not doing right? Why is my wife not doing this? And you see, when you always look within and look at yourself,
My wife to be.
you know, you ask those questions, it helps you. But when you always want to feel that, okay, I think I am okay, why are you doing this? And you always want to look at her and not you, then it makes it look like you are always right and things are always okay
No,
for
you see, Lucy is
People come
saying,
from different
Lucy is
backgrounds.
saying that maybe in the pursuit earlier,
Yes.
before the marriage,
Yes.
he may have taken certain decisions, okay, for himself,
Yes.
without consulting,
Even
okay,
if-
and
even-
also
even if he
consult,
consulted, brought
and
her
there was a
suggestion.
suggestion,
He rubbished it.
he never
Yes.
took it.
Exactly.
He
That's what I'm
may
saying.
not come outright to say that, oh, this suggestion doesn't make sense. But you know, there are people he discuss things with. The next day they do it. When they have not even concluded on what the two of you have agreed to do.
Exactly.
But the next day you are like,
but we just spoke about
we
it.
just spoke about this thing and say, why yeah, dada?
Exactly. So, Mama, one thing you can tell him is the fact that sometimes don't also come to your wife as you. Sometimes come there, baby. You see, this friend of mine is facing this challenge. What do you suggest? Because tell him, my being, I don't know what to say. So, what do you suggest? And after you have told everything, and she'll give you brilliant ideas. After that, you know it's for yourself. Then you've gotten, see, you know the woman you live with and know how to do it. You see, some of these things that is being said here, it's not because you should understand it from different angles. Because the people, for instance, for me, my wife is schooling, my kids are schooling. I want to continue school. It makes no sense for all of us to be paying fees now. It will crash us. So your fiancé is schooling. Your fiancé wants to do her masters. You also want to continue. It is not a competition. No. Okay, so as it stands now, when we met, you're already planning to get into your masters. I was looking at getting into it maybe a year or two. You know what? As it stands now, let's start with yours. Let's start with yours. I will support. I will help you. We'll finish, and then I can also come to it always come to stop having the thoughts of what if she leaves? What if she leaves, she's gone. But you see, don't do things for people expecting something in return. That is, just have that in mind and just be that human. And know that if I love this lady, she loves me. We fall.
But naturally, we are built
But
like
do
that.
we know-
Naturally, we are built like. I think that if there is no
It's a mindset.
reciprocity, but if there is no reciprocity, so this thing, I think that we must address it. So that yes,
But-
because for a better understanding, if there is no reciprocity, then there is some type of dissension inside of you.
Yes.
Because if I am always doing something for you, you wanted to read your masters, I helped you, we scouted for scholarships, you got it, you did it. Then you find another opportunity, I helped you, you got it. Then now, when it's my turn, you are not reciprocating the energy that naturally I would
of
feel
course,
like
of course.
I would expect you to
Of course.
also, support
course,
my part.
of course.
If in marriage you realize that I think that is a bad decision to do our masters right now. Okay, you do yours. Next year I'll do mine. And the beautiful thing nowadays is that masters have been now 1 year,
One year,
almost. Sometimes it doesn't even get to the 12 months. Then you are done. So we decide. That's my main point.
That is perfect when you are married. But like
But
Sophie
do
is
we know-
saying, when you are in a relationship,
Yes.
I want
And
you to
that
have
is-
the
that is-
mind.
that is where
that
the
is a scary thing.
competition
Yes.
comes in.
Yeah.
So
Do,
I want,
do you know
I want,
that
I want,
actually we have women who will not even contribute a dime?
that's what I'm saying, that in a
So-
relationship,
so
have
it
that
might be
mindset.
it
That
might-
also for, as I'm doing this for my fiancé or my girlfriend, as I'm doing it for you, I'm doing it for you as human. Because
an individual.
as an individual,
And I want
I'm
to do
helping you,
it
and I'm not going to
like
break
I would
myself
have-
to do it.
Thank you.
But,
just
but
doing
it is also important to note that you do not give to lose yourself.
He said he's
No,
not breaking
I am
himself.
not breaking
That's
myself.
what he said.
Okay.
He said that.
I'm not.
Don't give to
I'm
lose
not.
yourself.
No.
See, because it's not an investment to have you by all means.
No.
You are not some
Exactly.
bank thing.
Not
No.
at all.
I am doing it.
So in practical terms, for example,
Yes. For example, Boma wants to go to do her masters. It's, let's say, 12,000 Ghana cedis.
and you are not married to Boma.
No, she's my girlfriend.
Okay.
And she tells me, I'm like, okay, Boma, I always wanted to do this chartered accountancy, whatever. But you know what? Let's do this. It's just a year. You'll be done soon. Let me be also. So, how much do you have? She's like, I want to start. When do you want to start? I want to start next semester. How much do you have? They say it's what 12,000. How much do you have? Oh, I have 4,000. You know what? Can we pay half? Take 2,000. Add it. Go and pay half. Start the school. I am not breaking this 2,000. If it goes, I will not kill myself. But at the back of my head, you are my fiancé. You see, we should understand that.
So I really want to add to what you are saying,
Yeah.
because I think, and you mentioned something about selfishness. Anytime I'm starting a conversation with people, I go like, anytime I'm doing something for somebody, I think about myself first. And this is how I think about it. Will it make me happy to help or to give the extended hand?
Exactly.
I am not doing it for you because I have to do it for you. I am doing it for you because
I'm
it
willing.
makes me happy.
Yeah, as human as I am, I just want to do it.
So that I don't want anything in return, like he said. When you walk away today, because even in marriages, people support, and the next day when people are done, they walk away. I think we should come to the point where we want to do things because it brings us gladness.
Because you are human.
And because if it is a random person you are meeting, and person needs that help, and you can afford that 2,000, that will not really affect anything of yours, you'll be able to help.
Exactly.
Because when you are able to do that, I'm hurt, I've wasted time, I've wasted resources.
So much money.
You know, those things. And he said, I will not break my back.
So
Because
that is-
even with Bome's situation, with the 12,000, if he could have helped in a way, he can help look for ways that they can get scholarship for her.
That's what I was
Searching
saying.
for those things.
Yeah. So
And that is help. And that
don't
is
break
immense
yourself.
support.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't
Because
even
he's
go to
putting
that
his
extent.
data resources, looking for researching and everything to make sure that it becomes a smooth
Precisely
sail
so.
for her.
You understand? And the only way a man might retract is when you don't come back with a thank you, but you come back with something like, is it people are buying
You
houses?
could have done. You could
Go to
have done
them.
better.
Go to them. People are buying houses. Go. The one who received the house, has she told you the exact thing she did to receive a house? All you see is a house. All you see is the car.
Yeah.
Did she tell you the exact thing she
So,
did?
so in other words, women who are too demanding our knives.
And there are red flags when the word goes.
Who are
Yes.
too demanding.
Very demanding.
So I think that's
Yes,
what
too
you're saying.
demanding.
Yes. And see, when
Too
they are
demanding.
demanding, they don't care. They don't care about your salary. They don't care about your resource. They don't care about where you come from. They don't care about anything. That is it.
Just
So
make them happy.
The ones who want to eat their fruit today with no seed to plant tomorrow, those are the people we are talking about.
Yes.
The people who see something that
but-
is like 6 times your salary,
Also for-
and they want it by
No,
all
no,
means.
But I would also
can
want to say something.
Lucy, can I say this? If you have any fiancé who, anytime she visits you, she is uncomfortable with where you are, not because you are a dirty boy, but you are a neat boy, but you've been able to manage these things, let her go.
But what if
But
that
what if
that
it's supposed to be a
discomfort
propelling factor to help you get
is to
better at
push you
yourself? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That
to
you see,
go into get a better place?
listen. That is the excuse a lot of people do.
But what
It's
if?
to, no, listen. It's to put. You see, when a woman wants to push you, do you think women marry men because they love them?
But there is communication.
Hold on. Do you
But
think
there is communication.
Do you think a woman marries a man because she loves a man? Let this one tell us the truth. Let me tell you, no woman
We
marries.
marry because we love
No.
them.
Do you know why they marry?
Because the man has vision.
Yes.
He has
They are
plan.
seeing you, and you are seeing. I'm doing my degree. No.
They know you.
Well, they know you 10 years ahead. And that is when they are married to you, and in 5-10 years, they are not seeing that thing grow. They're like, did I make a mistake coming for you? And they start breaking, they start giving you attitude. Not because they don't love you. You see, what I saw, I saw a CEO. I did not see that boy who was walking around with a degree. I saw one of the biggest CEOs before 40.
I disagree with you.
No, I'm telling
Sometimes.
you.
Sometimes.
You know, so most women see that thing.
That's not true. Because like we've already mentioned, women are more emotional than rational.
Yes.
So many women they are not visionary.
Though they have
Many women,
No, you see,
and so you hear cases of women who have married somebody simply because of their
money.
emotions. No.
Because
Because of
they-
their emotions. So they marry for emotional reasons and they marry for security. And
Yes,
I think
yes.
we've
So because of the
we've
emotions,
addressed
most
this
of the
before.
time
Yes.
we make mistakes. We definitely see the red flags. But because I love you.
The security is there. The money is there. This guy can afford this thing
No,
for me.
expand
So it has
the
nothing
emotion.
to do with
Sometimes-
it.
expand the emotion.
Sometimes the
As-
money is not even there.
No,
but
expand
I
the
love
emotion.
him.
Expand it, because you see, when you say you love him, why do you love him? I love him because though he doesn't have money, I love him because he doesn't have money. Though he doesn't have money, I still love him because I said no woman is daft too.
Also,
I still have
there are
hope.
some
This your
people,
point. This
let
your
me
point.
tell
So
you.
I still have hope. I'm
So
serious.
you are
have
saying
been
that
in
you are
relationship.
saying that okay no
We have been in
but
a relationship, and we've also heard some comments coming from other friends as well. You ask her, why do you love your boyfriend?
And then what she say?
I don't know. There's nothing.
That's what they always say.
Yes, no, see,
But there
she will
is
just
something.
tell you
But there
that
is
because
something.
she
there,
will
see,
Lucy, I'm
I
coming.
was,
Please,
I
I'm
was,
coming. Please, I'm coming. She will definitely tell you that there's nothing. You ask her why, because there's abuse in that relationship. The man is not paying attention to her. There are a lot of things she's not getting from the man. So I'm asking her, so what are you doing in that
So,
relationship?
no,
you want to
even with that,
run.
thing,
That
even
one.
with that, I want to say that even
So it
with
is
that,
based on the emotion.
there is something
Sometimes the
about,
sex- sometimes the sex
even
is
forget
too
about
good.
the sex, because
sometimes
see,
to be
and
frank
they won't tell, and they won't
I
tell.
asked about the sex
See,
as well.
sometimes the
let me
sex
give
is
you an
too good
example.
so they
I
don't want you
just-
to know that
I
I'm
want-
in there just because of the sex.
I want
Tell
to
them
use-
to walk away.
I want to use myself as an example because that is when you brought about the person isn't doing this, doing that. Sometimes there is something that makes it thick for the lady. That's what she said. I have been in a relationship, like you're saying, and I'm somewhat independent. I started working early, so this give me this, give me that. I won't ask, but they be a make say, "Obi or by you don't have to ask."
In
before the
English,
person.
please.
A
To wait?
thoughtful person. To wait means a thoughtful person. If a person is thoughtful,
You don't
You
need to
don't
ask
need
for
to
certain
ask.
things.
before the person
Certain things, not
Yes, certain-
ask.
No, but even ask at all because it could be. I
It's
need-
who or the Maserati, bro.
better surprise.
Lucio.
I love surprises. That is why I don't ask, and I don't like promises too. Because even if it's Tom, you don't give me, I'll be so highly disappointed and strike one. So this is it. But I liked this person for one thing because I would go shop, we'll cook, we'll eat, I'll come home and all that. He was honest to the core. Like his honesty was so brutal, I like it. And that is what I like most. Even if it will hurt you, he will say it. And that was everything for me.
So also for just like Lucy is saying, for many women that is it. It's honesty, and it also depends on the level of the woman's life. Because when you study women, maybe in high school, women usually tend to like the bad boys because it's about power play.
Yes.
But at a certain level, once they get to
realize
their
that-
20s, they are looking for something better. They're
yeah.
looking for security.
Security.
And so there are women, they are not attracted to the
And
men
someone that
physically.
society will appreciate.
Exactly.
Physically,
Oh,
they're like some
because-
of us won't suffer.
Honestly, like with my own situation like this,
no, it's true.
Because honestly, I'm tall. People tell me I'm tall for the normal woman, so I know I'm tall. I like to wear heel, and I always go like, I don't want any man that I'm taller than. But this particular person,
It's way shorter. Eh?
like, he's shorter than a Toyota Corolla. So that is why I'm saying that there would be something that will work for the person,
That would
even
definitely
and they
be
won't
easy,
tell.
yeah.
But
And
you see,
and that is what I usually
man of
say.
God, you see, when I say these things, it's not necessarily every woman. But you see, a lot of women, like the honesty that she's talking about, is something that if she will stick to this man and she's that person who is principled, she will say that just because of his honesty, I want to stick with him, unless he's breaking my neck from the other end. You understand? And there are some women who intentionally get into a relationship and they still stay, because you know what? Men love with this, women love with that. End of story.
it is true.
And when it moves, that's why they can be beating a woman in a relationship, but her heart is still connected.
Yes.
You can call her out, convince her, she say I'm leaving. She takes her back, walk 3 steps, and then she come back.
Yes.
As soon as it moves from here to here, that is when and most of the time that is when the man is coming to say, I won't do it again, I'm sorry. But that time it has
won't
moved
work,
from here
I'm telling
to here.
you.
There is
Nothing.
Ha!
It's true.
See how they shouted nothing?
I think that your
There
point
is
too was well made,
nothing.
because you know there are ladies and there are women who really see potential very early.
Very.
They do.
Osofo,
Osofo.
don't joke.
There are-
when you are seeing, you see what you're wearing is white. A woman can be seeing purple, and black, and white.
There are women who will tell you that, see, where I see you going,
I'm telling you.
and
Don't you think it's because most women are gullible? So men are able to easily convince them. So it's not that they are visionary, but they've sweet talked them. They've told them that, look,
But
in a few years
not
time, this is where I'm
not
going.
like
they've yelled them.
there are the exceptions. There are the exceptions.
okay, I
yes,
understand.
there
I
are the
understand.
exceptions.
I
But then
understand, yeah.
there are also women who can see what you will become.
Because they'll come back crying and say that you told me this, you told me that, you told me this.
That's also there.
Yeah, sure.
That's also
But
there.
majority of the women, they've been
They
yoked.
fall to what
People have
they've been yopped.
They'll be yoked.
They've been
Yeah,
yoked.
yeah.
So
That is true.
if you do not, I think that this is something I tell people. One of the things that you hear frequently in relationships and even in marriages, what do you think? What do you think? It's a key thing. It comes with a lot of decisions. Your lady will decide to do a particular business. What do you think? And you must be with somebody who has that space in their mind to accommodate a conversation about what the future looks like. So if you're with somebody and you want to decide whether this lady is a wife or she's going to be a knife, you are bringing up every idea in you, every initiative in you. The moment she hears it, oh, now that.
Oh, I had one such.
You had one,
They,
eh?
I'm telling
they
you.
dampen your spirit so much so that
Oh my God.
with you.
you realize that there is
the
no
next-
strength in you
You
to
will
pursue
go.
any purpose. And you may be a confident person. At a point you begin to second guess yourself.
Oh, me, they are
Am I on the right path? Am I taking the right decision? There
You
are
will
partners who, whenever you come up with, so I was thinking about doing my masters. I want to do some development Charlie, opa, I don't think this thing there. And you know the sad part, they don't know why they don't want you to pursue it.
Yeah, but they just don't want to.
They just don't want you to do
You
it.
see, Osofo, we need to understand certain things. That when God brings people your way, if your partner, whatever, if you pay deep attention to them, you will see all these red flags, or you see the green,
see
the
them.
green light.
You will see
You know,
everything.
see, I found my wife in the same company. Now, hear this. In the company, I love giving. It's I don't know. That maybe that's also my gift. So when I step out for lunch, I'm like, Charlie, I'm going to Barrier Junction. Everybody knows Joel knows Barrier Junction.
Ah, yeah.
So I'm going to. I knew and I even knew the owner. Yeah, I said, "Chame call Yahoo." I'm going, and I'll say, "Shall anybody who eat?" And they're like, "Yeah, I buy. I buy, and I bring. We will sit, we will eat, we will talk, blah blah." At that time, this lady was a friend. My wife was a friend, and we kept going. Then, some few months, we started dating, and I was dating, and I was ready to even resign, just to have it. So, because I know that we can't do it in the company. So we were dating. When we started dating, what gave me not just a green light, a greener light, was lunch. I was stepping out. I was going for lunch. And I said, guys, I'm going for lunch. So as usual. Then she said, baby, a second. I said, D, a second. I went. And I said, from today, you're not buying lunch for anybody. Everybody takes salary. Everybody. The people you are buying for, some even take salary more than you. You are not buying lunch for anybody, including me. I said, eh? He said, yes. The good thing you can do for them, you are driving. Ask them, whoever wants them, your money, I buy for you. Or you can join me, let's go. Do not buy for anybody again. If they know that even me, people know we are dating. If they know that even me, you're not buying for me, nobody will come.
They will understand.
And she said that from now on, the money you used to buy lunch, I will take it. No, she knows me.
The one you buy for people.
For people, she will take it. Can you believe the money I realized by the end of the year? I was shocked. She brought it to me. I said, what's this gift? She said, it's not a gift, it's your money. I said, how? I said, the lunch. That is what goes out. I said, when do we marry? So you see, there are things you see, you know that this is a green light. And there are some too, when you are buying lunch, as soon as they start dating you, they will pull in their friends who are not even in the office. They will tell you that, you know what, today, don't, and when they become that selfish, don't buy lunch for anybody. But can we do African regions? I want to eat their.
They want seafood. They want seafood.
I want seafood.
I want calamari.
And the painful thing is when they get there, you are choosing a number 4, and they are choosing the page 3. God help us. God help us.
God help us.
Actually, when I'm dating, I don't go out with my friends. It's just me and you. If we are going out to have lunch, it's just me and you.
Yeah.
I don't bring my
I think that's what we should be teaching people. The ability to say no to certain things. Some people arrive at a date, and the person they're going on a date with is there with 2 friends. I mean, what are you communicating at the end of the day? You want security.
I've experienced them before. Yeah. But you see, as generous as I am, I told her, I thought we were going to do it alone. She said, oh, you know my friends? I said, nobody. Whatever you want to eat, you want to eat. Okay, this is money.
And you left
then
them.
have fun with your friends.
That's all.
When you're ready for us to sit and have a moment, we can do that outing. Oh, baby, are you a friend? I said, no, I'm not. But all I want to say is this shouldn't happen again. If I call you on a date, it's just you. Do you know the friends I have? I could have put them here, and you'll be uncomfortable. So don't worry. I'm not going to mess. No. You came with your friends, have a good time. Just tell them I have an emergency. I need to run. Let me just go and say hi to them, and I'll run off. And that's
those things are just
and
a
it
ploy.
ended.
It's so bad.
And they don't want you to.
Yeah.
And it's just a ploy they use. They don't want you. They just come in to fleece you out and go.
Hey, that's the sign.
So that
I
you
also
get
give-
tired of it. You get tired of the situation you find yourself
Because
in.
if a person likes you, the person will want a one-on-one with you.
Exactly.
You need to talk.
Exactly.
You need to communicate.
Exactly.
And he wouldn't want any distractions or anything around.
And then Bishop, one thing that people should know from everybody in a relationship, there's something, do it intentionally, just to know your partner.
You are testing.
Yes.
Testing them.
Not to the extreme, but sometimes, okay, you know, let's say I know Lucy is time conscious. She's that person who doesn't joke with time. Then I say, can we do dinner at 7? And then I am at the place at 7, but you can't see me. And I intentionally be like 30 minutes. Good. I want to see now. No, sincerely. You see, I know everybody gets angry, but I want to see the level of her anger, and then how quick she can forgive.
Let me give you an instance. This one, it
That
happened
is it. It
only
helps me.
yesterday.
Whoa.
Or was it on Monday? It happened only on Monday. A friend of mine we had already spoken about over the week, the previous week. I was supposed to go to the passport office, and then from there, he suggested that then from there his office is closed. So then I come by his office and continue my work there. We have spoken about it on Monday. Me, I won't call you to ask, is it still a go? It is something we have spoken about. So I have booked it in my mind.
That's right.
Oh.
So then from there, I finished early. So then I didn't even spend like 30 minutes. So I finished early. Then I got to his office. I got to the office late. It was around 11 thereabouts, or getting to 12. And I realized his office was closed. So the only call I did, we talked. You said, I continue my office work from your office today. I come here and your office is not even open. Did you even come to work? Or you are still in bed? And I said, oh, I came to work. I just left. I'll be back. If there is one thing I hate in my life, it's waiting for people by the roadside when we have communicated. And this one...
Did you communicate time?
Oh, yes.
What time?
Because he told
But
me...
you said you were late.
No,
I wasn't.
She said they were caught.
See, okay, we didn't communicate time. But listen, office opens at 9.
Fine.
You may not be there.
Fine.
Then he should have communicated his absence.
What
that
stopped
is
you
my
from
thing.
communicating to him? Baby, not even baby. Hello, bro, or whatever your name is. I am heading to the passport office. Why?
Because we had communicated. I'll go there first thing in the morning on Monday.
No, because you love to assume.
We had communicated.
No, you love to assume. You have communicated, but you are assuming that he should be there on Tuesday. But
No,
anything can happen
it
to
is
any
on Monday we spoke about.
but then-
And it is on Monday the incident happened.
But
Fine.
did you wait for long?
So Asofo,
Yes.
Did you wait for long?
I was upset. And that is, listen, I'm giving you a very real life situation here. And when the person, I stood there, I could have sat. I punished myself to prove a point. I didn't sit. I stood. No, wait.
It was
You
a
see-
Bishop, you
No,
understand now?
So she's a nice.
Wait. No, wait. This is something that happened yesterday. And you see, when he came, we sat in the car, and then he was like, are you hungry? We went straight to a place to eat. I ate. He didn't say anything. He didn't eat. We came back. We were talking. Sometimes I will ignore. Sometimes I will respond. And then later on, after I had finished working and I was about leaving, and then he asked, why are you upset? That even irked me more in the sense that you have been late. When he came, because from the time I called him to the time he arrived was about an hour. All that I expected he yelled, Lucy, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
But-
How long do you know him? How long have you known
I've
him?
known him since 2017.
He knows you too well, right?
Yes.
And he knows that when you get upset,
You need
he has to be calm
No,
enough.
but he's always super calm. That thing
Good.
doesn't work with him.
No, in the instant, he knows that if probably he says sorry, he has said a sorry, but he will not get the vibe he wants.
No.
So he needed you to be very calm.
No.
And truly-
Unfortunately,
I thought they said food sauce.
no, that was what he said. That was what he said. He told me that food. I said, no, that doesn't work with me.
But I sincerely think that in as much as you are saying all this, you are also not a bit fair to him. If you have discussed something on Monday and I'm coming and even you are taking an hour, when I said,
Communication,
oh, please.
Yeah.
Are you talking about communication?
Yes.
That's what you are mentioning?
But I
Yes.
think,
Then
I
you
think
feel
that,
that-
No, he moved from where he was supposed to be.
How?
But,
He moved from the office.
but you could
Well,
have
the
said,
time-
I'm now on my way to your end.
Yes.
I'm now on my way to your end. You could have said that.
Anything could happen.
All right.
Wait.
point to our
I
man.
told I told Becky that I'll be here by 1:30. I told her, we spoke 2 days ago. I'll be here by today 1:30. When I was setting off and I was coming, I called Becky, I'm on my way. When it was 1:30 and
You
I
weren't here.
wasn't here, I knew that Becky might call. So 1:35, I said,
called.
you see, these things doesn't. You see, why do we enjoy trouble? Like it's like you enjoy fire.
So in short, you're saying sometimes you can test.
Bishop,
Break
the test
So
is very
I also
important.
have one way of testing.
But sometimes it shouldn't be
testing.
extreme. Sometimes it shouldn't be
I
extreme.
think
No,
we have
it's
to
true.
open the phone.
Okay.
Okay.
So
But personally, I don't support testing people.
Oh, no,
It's a
just
good
a while,
thing.
just
You
a while.
should
No,
learn.
just a while.
So
Just a
let's
while.
Oh, but
know.
you should learn.
Let's know
It's
what you
great.
think
It's
about
good.
our discussion right
Great.
now. Let's know what you think about our discussion right now. The number to call is 0207 10001. We're talking about wife or knife. Some women are knives, not wives. And some of the things we've mentioned, we said sometimes a woman who whose temper, I think that's the bottom line. Because when you test a woman whose temper is some way, it's probably a knife.
Who is not
A
teachable.
woman who is not teachable, a woman who is always
Right.
Who is
right,
never wrong.
who is never wrong, a woman who hardly says anything. Okay, I think the Stephen Covey example you gave, and so on. Very interesting discussion. So you can call us right now, 0207 10,001. Do we have our first caller on the line? Okay. Yes. Hello? Please check our sound for us. Yes. Okay. Good afternoon.
Yes, my name is Michael. I'm calling from Asante Magugu.
Okay, Michael.
I've thought your team, I think it's been an insightful discussion, and for some of us here yet to marry, it's really been a blessing watching you, and I think I've not wasted a single second of my time. Hey, your team, I think, the best. So grateful to have tuned in to what you guys is up to. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you. He hasn't wasted a second of his time today. Very interesting. Yes.
Someone said that some of the ladies are not wise, they are cutlasses.
Oh my God, it goes beyond that.
Okay, so let's.
Oh, that is so interesting.
Isaac, so check the stuff. All right. Hello. Good afternoon.
So interesting.
Hello. Good afternoon. Yes. Your name and what? Yes.
My name is Joseph.
Joseph. Where are you calling from?
I'm looking at the show live from Yeji.
From Yeji. Okay.
All right. I like your program, and God bless you so much.
Amen. Thank you.
I have similar example. I entered into a relationship, and then the lady assisted me financially, just as our brother was saying. Anytime I want to buy something for someone, she said, "No, reduce it. It is too much." And she was able to pile the money and give to me, just as our brother was saying.
Wow.
And so, God bless you for such a nice program.
Amen. Amen. Thank you very much. Thank you. Charlie, you married a wife.
Not a life.
All right, let's make another caller. So the comments are flowing.
Wow.
Oh, but some people were saying the ladies were not talking. They say, "Hello, Apostle. We want to hear the ladies. What the ladies have to say." Okay. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello?
Hello. We can hear you. Good afternoon.
Hello?
Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello?
Please mute the volume of your TV set. All right. Good afternoon. How are you? Okay. So, please try and call us back. All right. I think we missed. Okay. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello?
Yeah. Good afternoon. Hello. Good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from.
Hello?
Okay. Mr. Rubin, please help us out. Okay. I think we are hearing the person, but they can't hear us. Good afternoon. Okay. So, let me read some comments as you're fixing that. Do we have another caller?
Hello?
Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yes, your name and where you're calling from, please.
Hello?
Okay, I think we can hear you. Okay. So, please let's
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Hello, good afternoon.
We can hear you. Please go ahead. Okay.
Hello?
We can hear you. Good afternoon. Okay. All right. I'll read a few comments while they work on this. It says, "Good afternoon, lovely brothers and sisters in Christ.
Hello?
My name is Ellen from Kumasi. I'm enjoying your program. Well done and keep it up." My brother, can you hear us? Good afternoon.
Hello?
Yes,
Good afternoon.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from, please.
All right, I want to contribute a bit to the show.
Okay. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Frederick. I'm calling from Techiman in the Borno region.
Okay, Frederick from Techiman. All right.
To contribute my lady, I have a lady, and in fact, one mistake guys do is that we think we can always outwit our ladies. You see, we don't take their contributions or their ideas into consideration, and that's very bad on the part of we guys. At least before we take any action, we have to solicit
their views too, because sometimes they put up very decent and very problem-solving ideas that can solve everything in the twinkle of an eye.
Yeah.
But we rubbish everything and we think we were created first in our own senses, so we are wiser than they are, and that's very bad. And talking about wedding planning, my lady and I agree that we are not going to have any lavish wedding because she's a seamstress and then a decorator by profession. So she doesn't even like the idea of wedding and everything. She's a northerner, and she wanted us to do the home thing, everything, and then we are okay with it. But I have been telling her that no, I want us to do a wedding, a very nice wedding for that matter, because I want to showcase her profession to other people. Now she's able to sew wedding gowns for people and she takes money. She does decorations for people and she takes money. So I want her to do her own wedding decoration and then do her own wedding gown for herself and then advertise it at the wedding. That is my reason and my plan for the wedding. That is for her.
Very good
For
point.
her. And the church we attend, also the church in the church are very good chairs that we don't need to go and rent any other chairs from outside. And I have to buy her chairs, wedding chairs, to be using for her customers. And I've heard on to that because I want us to be the first people to use her wedding chairs before any other customer comes and uses it. So I'm going to buy the wedding chairs, but we will use it for the first time before she starts using it for money. I hope you get it. So now whenever she has a gift to play or any wedding to decorate everything, she goes and hires the chairs. Because that is what I've decided to do, to honor her.
Thank you.
So sometimes let's be very considerate with our ladies, because at least they are also human. They are not slaves. Just as some people were saying that they are helpmates. They are helpmates. They are not our slaves. So certain things in life we have to know that no, they are not slaves. We also need to at least share their pain and everything.
Thank you,
but
Michael.
We want the Lord over them.
Thank you very much,
It's
Michael.
very bad.
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you.
Listen to what Michael has just said. You see, somebody will go to Michael's wedding, see it, and come and put pressure on herself. But Michael is doing an investment. Michael is doing a whole business.
He has
investment.
a plan for his wife too.
You see, so if he had not said it on this show, it is with him and the wife, and then you come for Michael's wedding, and then you go and put pressure on yourself.
Very good point. Very good.
Hello.
Okay. Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Please, my sister, kindly mute the volume of your TV set. Okay.
Okay, is it better?
Okay. Yes. Go ahead.
Okay.
Your name and where you're calling
So
from.
I'm Kafui. I'm calling from Ashalibuche.
Kafui from Ashalibutri. Go ahead.
I've been listening to the program. It is very educative. I just wanted to contribute to the program.
Go ahead.
All right. About the weddings and expensive weddings, I remember my friend was having a wedding, and she was complaining that, people are saying that she should do this and she should do that. So I asked her, do you have the money for it? She said no. And I asked her, are the people going to give you the money? She said no. So I said, so why are you stressing yourself? Do something within your budget. Don't do anything to please people because they only come for your wedding, eat your food, and go home and sleep. You spend so much money on the wedding. You are with your husband in the house after your wedding, you are fighting, and they are enjoying. And they came to, you had a very good wedding. And all the fans they are going to give you is not going to put money in your pocket. So cut your coat according to your size. Don't do anything to please anybody. They will enjoy their marriage, and if you're not careful, you end up at a divorce court just because you wanted to please people. So when it comes to wedding, you, your husband, that's all. Don't do anything to please anybody. That's my contribution.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Kafui. Thank you.
Nice.
Very good point.
Yeah,
Sir.
very good.
Very good. And she's a good friend. And this is the kind of friend that Kafui's friend should be keeping. You see, Kafu is that kind of friend you should keep because she will not mess up things. Because if such a friend will give such an advice, exactly. Yeah.
Before I came here, I was talking with my friends about weddings, and then I just saw a wedding picture on Facebook.
Yeah.
And very simple.
Oh, I
I think we've discussed it. We've discussed it.
And I said, wow, this is so nice and
Simple.
classy. And I was like, I still said I'll be in pants. And my friend was like, but this so person.
So we have another caller.
It's not about the
Yeah.
person.
Hello.
It's about you.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello.
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yes. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Oh, guys.
Wow.
All right. So.
Hello.
Yes. We can hear you. Go ahead. We can hear you. Please go ahead. Okay. All right. This person says, "Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to you all. Great insights. Your team truly deserve an applause." Michael from Agogo. Hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Mr. Rubin, please help us out. Okay. Good afternoon. Now, don't force us to become knives. The temper. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Okay. All right. So this person says,
Hello.
this is Beniaminio Historiado from Doma. Says, good afternoon, sir. Today is my first time watching this show. I'm really enjoying it. Kudos to you guys. Another person, I think when you were talking about the guy who is shorter than a Corolla, the person says, be careful, woman. I'm a short person, though. I'll take you to court. Then Secho from Ho says, is it good for a man to help his partner in a relationship? I'm in a relationship, and all the man says is, I can't help you.
Depends on the kind of help. I mean, you are supposed to help your partner. That's the reason why you are in the relationship. You're supposed to help each other. What kind of help too are you asking for?
But when you say you are supposed to help, is that before the marriage or?
Oh, before. Before the marriage, also before the marriage, you can't help your partner.
Then that's a red flag.
Then that's a red flag. If you can't help your partner before marriage, that's a red flag.
Okay.
Where I am now, I have a lot of gratitude for him.
Wow.
It's not that he paid for me through.
So
I was
say it in 10 seconds.
In 10 seconds. Okay. This is somebody who is my friend, and he supported me. I told my friend, another friend of mine, that if he hadn't been for genotype situation, he's somebody I could have married, because he's your first cheerleader, and it's so breathtaking. And it's not just about the finances. He will go at everything, do this. I know you are capable. Other people are.
That's what I wanted to say. It's not even about the financial.
It depends on the kind of help.
And then when you are in that need to, the person is there.
Because before the marriage, if I need you to be there for me, I need you to urge me on. I need you to push me into greater things. There are people who go to look for, like she's saying, scholarship opportunities for the person that they are in a relationship. I know that this will help you. Sometimes they send you links and say, oh, I think that you are in the right space. Check this thing out.
I easily do away with men when they don't agree with the kind of job I do. First, I will just present what I do first. If you say you can't cope with this, I say, okay, fine. That's the first. Yes, that's the first red flag for me. Then I'll just let you go. No matter how I love you, I will
Someone
let
who
you
is
go.
afraid to see you kissing another
That's the thing. This one there, this one.
That's what that way it depends, because I choose the role.
When a man is acting, that's fine.
She's saying that for her profession. She's an
actress. but
and he's also an actor.
It's an understanding. I was kissing somebody in my house.
Real kissing or
acting in my house, and my wife was there. When we shot it, kissing, but
and your wife Wakuma.
This matter. So this Prophet Gilbert from Mamopi says this marriage thing. Most of the issues are created by the kind of lady we want to marry. Some will say if it's not done the way I want it, then you don't love me. And I believe those are the things bringing the trouble to those men facing this kind of problem. I think this program should be done during church service for the whole congregation to contribute their mind. It's a good discussion.
Wow.
This is Elizabeth from Upper East. She says the program is really educative concerning loads and marriage. I have been hearing a lot about it. No one wants to start marriage with a load. But sometimes it is not about how rich the wedding may be, but the least that can even bring the two together as husband and wife is difficult. No support from family and friends. So in this case, what do? Must you sit down and do nothing? Hey, this one.
That's very debatable.
So I think this one we can pick it for another time.
Yes, I think that we can look at that.
This way, hello, Apostle and beautiful jewels of God in the house. Good afternoon. Thanks for this value-packed discussion. God bless you so much. My name is Mary and I'm watching from Bichim. My take on this discussion is that there are women who are very, very visionary. Every woman who is not visionary has not just built capacity and discovered who and what she is supposed to be in God. She's yet to find her real identity, and as such, relationship is not even meant for her. Women, as God created us, He placed a womb, both spiritual and physical, into us. So we are meant to incubate and bring forth visions. How can you incubate and birth the visions of your crown or husband and help him to become what God wants him to be if you are not visionary? Although women are emotional beings, God did not just make us to live by only emotions. If not, He wouldn't have placed an intuition as an inner check.
I love it already.
Wow.
The presence of the intuition is a long one.
It's a good one.
Yeah, it's a very good one.
It's a good one.
Still debatable.
Is that what
Our
he
time
said?
is up as
No,
well.
I know. And just
She
2
just
seconds.
said-
like what he said about the kind of help. You understand? A girl I dated came to me and said that she's going for a friend's wedding, and I should give her money. She's a particular gown she wants to sew. I said, whose wedding?
Oh,
She said,
no, 'cause
a
I'm
friend's
friends.
wedding. What are you doing? What is your contribution?
A
Oh,
guest.
I'm a guest. I need to go. And then
Can you
said,
imagine?
I won't give you that money. I won't.
So
You
it's that
want to
kind
look
of help.
good on somebody's
I want
account.
Someone is so young and
Guys, time is up.
also, they need something
But
that's other than
the lady said
But,
she has not
sometimes-
discovered herself.
Exactly.
you know, some want a
2 seconds.
new apartment, and you are looking at them and you're like, you don't have money coming in. How would you even take care of your own?
Exactly.
So there are certain help when people ask for
It's
it.
even a burden.
You can tell that you would even burden yourself
Yeah.
if I put you in this
All
situation.
right.
So
Excellent. Thank
Okay,
you.
so 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Oh.
When I, so,
2 seconds. 2 seconds.
okay, sure.
Okay, so in order for you not to marry a knife and wanting to marry a wife, first you have to get a prayerful woman, very submissive, teachable, maybe physically attractive. So you consider all these things, and when you see them,
C'est necessaire, eh?
and let the men replicate it.
Don't
basically,
put me
okay,
there.
physically attractive.
Okay.
So I won't put
So
maybe
I think
the-
you are bringing talking points out of this discussion.
Yeah,
So,
but
so
let's leave it for another time. I beg you, because prayer without character there, like don't even pray. Don't even
No,
pray.
but we've added the other
bottom
ones,
line,
right?
bottom line. So please, if you're a guy, make sure you are marrying a wife, not a knife. And we've spelled out some things to look out for. A woman who is not overly dependent, a woman who doesn't hate correction, a woman whose temper is not too quick, a woman who is not too demanding, and so on. And if you're a woman, please, we want to encourage you. If you see these traits in yourself, then do your best to transition from being a knife to become a wife.
First of all, the man shouldn't also be a magnet.
I wanted to.
Or we will sharpen you.
Maybe today we are talking about the women.
Women.
So
Today we are talking about
because
the
I'm
women.
really
Someone
hoping.
says, I showed someone my admission for a degree course in midwifery, whether to pursue it. And I asked for his advice. He said, I can't help you if you have money, continue.
But that is support.
Okay, so please, we'll continue the discussion another time. God willing, next week, same time on To Be Frank. Thank you so much for joining us. You can still leave your comments on the YouTube channel, Precious TV Official. God bless you so much. And thank you, Reverend DeLong, of Smart the Observing Journalist, Bonayo and Lucy. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.